Hey guys, my name is Nick Arleo. I'm a coaching major here at OSU. I'm going to be covering childhood obesity in the United States. As someone who's really into nutrition and health as a whole, I figured this was something that was right up my alley. That, along with the way like nutrition affects athletes nowadays, is something I see vital as to my career in coaching as well. So to kind of get right into it, some of my summary key points. There's really only one that really stuck out to me after looking up everything. I mean, you can go look at all these websites and they'll tell you a whole bunch of different stuff. But within the past 10 years, the childhood obesity rate has tripled from 6% to 18%, and I think just for that reason alone, I mean, unless something is done, the number is just gonna keep getting worse and worse and keep going up and up and up. Um, so I think that's the main emphasis on this issue. The less educated like the parents are, it's all stems from the parents, right? Because like obviously like a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old isn't gonna make their own food, unless they're like supremely talented. But unless the parents kind of make a change and they get educated, um, the children are just gonna keep the rate is just going to keep going up and up and up, and who knows, it tripled in the last 10 years, maybe it will quadruple in another 10 years. So for that reason alone, I think that's like the main emphasis that I'm going to put on this. As far as application goes, I believe youth practitioners could take some time like out of the organization they work for to educate the children on some of this. I mean, like they could educate them on like some of the health risks that the children run by eating some of the foods they eat on a consistent basis. And I'm not saying you have to eat, extremely healthy 100% of the time, but 80% of the time, I think they'll be in good shape. Um, and just kind of show them what their role models eat on a given day, like LeBron James, Taylor Swift, Odell Beckham Jr., Tom Brady, all these types of people. Kids are very impressionable, and if they see, how those people are, those famous people are eating, I think even just a little change could kind of make a big difference because it will be a ripple effect. It could be a trickle down effect where maybe instead of something like bacon for with their breakfast, they have something like I don't know, a piece of fruit or something like that. So I just think it could all be a trickle down effect where if they're educated on it and if this person's taking the time out of, let's say, I don't know, a 4-H organization, they just take time out of it and to educate the kids. And even if they change one of those kids' minds and they make a change, I think that could have a ripple effect and it could kind of decrease that 18%. And then sources like where you can find like all this information, you can find it all over the place. But a lot of the information that I go to, the two websites that I find most helpful were heart.org and cdc.gov, which stands for Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Sites like these offer like statistics in order to educate anyone who wants to learn more about the epidemic that is childhood obesity. And then to kind of close this out, America is statistically the most obese country in the entire world, and I believe like a large part of that stems from the childhood obesity rate climbing. If the present day child makes a change, then they'll pass it down from generation to generation, which I believe bodes well for society as a whole. And I think that it's a ripple effect, like I keep saying. If one generation makes a change, then the next generation will make a change, the next generation, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, that's why I kind of see this issue, and I find it really important. Obviously, we want everybody to live as long as possible. So, yeah, that's what I kind of look into, and that's something that I'm pretty passionate about. So, yeah.